Yeah.
Come on!
Bonnie, how do you keep getting back in?
I'm a drunk. I don't know nothing about how I do anything. Whoa!
Hello, and Hero here, and welcome to another video. And well, I have another Maxwell card for you. Have you noticed a pattern? 950, 960, and what comes next? That's right, the GTX 970, the one-time king of the Steam hardware survey before the long reign of the champion from Pascal. Sorry for the delays, I want to relax during September, and well, I got a little too caught up in Armored Core 6. Please, 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 please. The GTX 970, a controversial but still well-received card, launched September 19, 2014 with an MSRP of $329 USD. This card is 9 years old now. With a bit of digging, people found out this card only had 3.5 gigs of DDR5 instead of 4. The other 0.5 of a gig was slower memory, which resulted in a class action lawsuit, and people could claim up to $30. There's an argument that it can be called a 4 gig card or a 3.5 gig card. That's up to you, but what's important is whether or not it performs. Now then, it features 1,664 shading units, 104 texture units, and this GPU is operating at a frequency of 1050 MHz, which can be boosted up to 1178 MHz, whereas memory is running at 1753 MHz. It typically has a 2x6 pin arrangement, but I've also seen 970s with a single 8 pin. A good 500 watt PSU is recommended for this card, as its TDP is about 148 or so. Today's card is a Zotac variant, which is quite a compact dual fan card design with some beefy looking heat pipes. I really do like the logo placement and the metallic finish to it all. Here in 2023, I managed to purchase this card for $35, which I say is a good price for this one-time beast of a card. Like always, we'll be testing this card on 2023's budget bench. It has a MSI Mag B550 Gaming Plus motherboard with a Ryzen 5 5600 with 16 gigs at 3200 MHz. Alright, let's get to the gaming benchmarks. Warzone, minimum is playable and will get you above that 60 FPS experience. But you do sacrifice quite a bit of visual fidelity. So if you really like your gaming looking a bit better, we can switch over to the Ultra preset with balanced FSR2 going on. Armored Core 6 is a new addition to my benchmark suite, and high is playable, but if you want a consistent over 60 FPS, dropping it down to medium should do the trick. I'm glad FromSoft managed to magically update their game engine to a 120 FPS cap instead of just 60 like they usually do. Cyberpunk finally got its 2.0 patch, which changes some of the requirements for the game. If I think a GPU can handle medium, I'll do it at medium, which the 970 quite can't do. But if we add a little bit of upscaling, we get an average of 41 FPS, which is, in my opinion, a bit playable. So, my initial thoughts on CS2 would be that it's CSGO with HD textures and improved lighting. I'm also glad that they now have presets, which makes everything easier to test. Though compared to CSGO, CS2 has about 100 FPS less on average on the 970. Maybe make a performance mode that makes the game visually look like CSGO? The game is still playable on most potatoes from what I can tell, but sometimes you may need to even lower settings for the lowest end PCs. So, what do I think of the GTX 970? Well, I believe if you're still running one, and if it meets all your expectations, I don't see any immediate need to upgrade. If paired with a modern CPU, it still holds up just fine on most games, including AAA titles, especially with upscaling being so prolific, giving new life to older GPUs. Even if I believe that upscaling should be a crutch that developers should rely on, but that's another topic for another day. So is 3.5 gigs of VRAM enough? Well, in most cases, it does the job. This card is still fantastic and has enough grunt to power through most titles, but it is a hungry boy compared to newer options such as a 1060, 1650 Super, 47570, and even the 6400 and 6500, as those cards are newer, as well as will be supported longer because even if it performs well, it is still a 9-year-old card. I recommend this card if you still have one. It's perfect if you have enough to upgrade a platform, but don't go looking for one when other more efficient and sometimes just as cheap options are out there. Let me know down below if you've ever had this card. I'm ManHero, something of a virtual YouTuber myself. Like if you like and dislike if you didn't like it, or just hate me. Subscribe for more, or if you're just masochistic. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
I put the new 4Gs on the G. I trap until the bloody bottom is underneath.